UCS Drama presents And Then There Were None, a radio play. Episode 5. The Show Must Go On.
We are adopting, I feel convinced, the only measures possible. So long as we remain together, all within sight of each other. A repetition of tragedies that have occurred must be, impossible. We have all submitted to a search. Therefore we know that no man is armed either with firearms or a knife, nor has any man got cyanide or any drug upon his person. If we remain, as I say, within sight of each other, nothing can happen.
That's what I say.
Obviously, the murderer's only chance to get one of us detached from the rest. So long as we prevent that, we're safe.
You're very silent, Vernon.
There isn't anything to say. I wonder what the time is. It's this awful waiting for hours to go by, and yet feeling that they may be the last. What is the time?
8:30.
Is that all?
Pretty awful like this. How are the candles holding out?
There's a whole packet. Storm's dying down a bit. What do you think, sir?
Perhaps. We mustn't be too optimistic.
What about something to eat?
If you like, I'll go out and open some tongue and make some coffee. But you four stay here. That's right, isn't it?
Not quite. You see, Mr. Claythorne, it might be inadvisable to eat or drink something that you had prepared out of sight.
Oh. You don't like me, do you?
It's not a question of likes or dislikes.
There are very few that will get past you, Sir Lawrence. You know, if you won't be offended at my saying so, you're my fancy.
This is hardly the moment, Mr. Lombard, for any of us to indulge in the luxury of taking offence.
I don't think it's Blore. I may be wrong, but I can't feel you've got enough imagination for this job. All I can say is that if you are the criminal, I take my hat off to you for a damn fine actor.
Thank you. For nothing.
I don't think it's the doctor. I don't believe he's got the nerve. You've plenty of nerve, Vern. On the other hand, you strike me as immensely sane. Therefore, you don't do the murder if you had a thoroughly good motive.
Thank you.
Well, now we know where we are. By the way, Claythorne suspects you, Doctor. Oh, yes, he does. Haven't you seen him shoot the dirty look at you from time to time? It works out quite prettily. I suspect Sir Lawrence, Blore suspects me, Armstrong suspects Blore. What about you, sir?
Quite early in the day, I formed a certain conclusion. It seemed to me that everything that had occurred pointed quite unmistakably to one person. I still have the same opinion.
Which one?
Well, no. I think it would be inadvisable to mention that person's name at the present time.
Inadvisable in the public interest?
Exactly.
What about the food idea?
I can't say I'm hungry.
I'm not ravenous myself. You go out and have a guzzle by yourself, Mr. Blore.
Tell you what. Suppose I go down and bring in a tin of biscuits.
Good idea. Oh, Blore.
Eh?
An unopened tin. It's only the wind, making the windows rattle.
I wonder what happened to the bathroom curtain. The one that Rogers missed.
By the wildest stretch of imagination, I cannot see what homicidal maniac wants with a scarlet oil silk curtain.
Things seem to have been disappearing. Brent lost his phone.
So the murderer, whoever he is a kleptomaniac too.
How does it go? 5 little humans.
Going out in law. Going in for law. One got chancery.
In chancery? How could that apply? Unless, of course...
The term can apply to a boxer.
Ah, but I'm casting you for the role of the murderer, not the victim. Or maybe we'll start a free fight. That seems to let you lot out.
That awful rhyme. It keeps going round and round in my head. I think I'll remember it till I die. Mr. Blore's been a long time.
I expect the big bad wolf has gotten him.
I have asked you once before to try and restrain your rather peculiar sense of humour, Mr. Lombard.
Sorry, sir. Must be a form of nervousness.
Put your hands up. Search him.
No, thank you.
Come on now, you've had no dinner.
I couldn't eat anything.
I warn you, blow or wolf the lot.
Don't see why you need to be so funny about it. Starving ourselves won't do us any good. How are we off for cigarettes?
I haven't got any.
Fortunately, I'm a pipe smoker.
I've got a whole box upstairs in my suitcase. I'll get them. I could do with a cigarette myself. See that you all stay where you are.
Not bad, these biscuits.
What are they? Cheese?
Cheese and celery.
That boy ought to have some.
I don't know that I'd agree with you there. Claythorne strikes me as a very cool and resourceful young man. Quite remarkably so.
So that's your idea, is it?
You and I see people from different angles.
What does anyone say to a spot of whiskey?
Good idea. Providing we tap in an unopened bottle.
Who's that?
Phil, where are you? I've lost you.
Here I am.
Why can't we have some light? It's awful in the dark. You don't know where you are. You don't know where anyone is.
It's that damn drawer on the stairs. Keep hearing things. Here, I've got a torch.
Where's Dr. Armstrong?
Get some candles.
I was terrified to death. It went right round my throat.
What did?
The window was open to my room. It blew out the candle as I opened the door. And then a long strand of seaweed touched my throat. I thought in the dark that I was being strangled by a wet hand.
I don't wonder you yelled.
Who hung that seaweed there?
I don't know. But when I found out, he'll be sorry you was ever born.
Who's that?
Who fired that shot?
One got in Chancery, and then there were 4.
Run!
You got me out of the way. You got me to go upstairs for cigarettes. You put that seaweed there. You did it all so that you could kill that helpless old man in the dark. You're mad. All of you. Crazy. That's why you wanted the red curtain in my phone. It was all planned. Long ago. For that. Oh my God, let me get out of here.
Three little humans sitting in a row, thinking in a guzzle, who's the next to go?
Oh, Phil!
That's right, Mr. Claythorne. I don't mind joking on a full stomach.
I must say, I was hungry, but all the same, I don't think I shall ever fancy tin food again.
I was wanting that meal. I feel a new man.
We've been nearly 24 hours without food. What has lowered the morale?
Somehow in the daylight, everything seems different.
You mustn't forget there's a dangerous homicidal lunatic somewhere on the island.
Why is it one doesn't feel jittery about it anymore?
Because we know now beyond any possible doubt who it is. Hey, Blore?
That's right.
It was the uncertainty before. Looking at each other, wondering which.
I said all along it was Dr. Armstrong.
You did. Until, of course, you went completely bat and suspected all of us.
It does seem rather silly in the light of day.
Very silly.
Allowing it is Armstrong, what happened to him?
We know what he wants us to think has happened to him.
What exactly did you find?
One shoe. Just one shoe. Sitting prettily on the cliff edge. Influence. Dr. Armstrong had gone completely off his onion and committed suicide.
All very circumstantial. Even to one little tiny figure broken over there in the doorway.
I think that was rather overdoing it. A man wouldn't think of doing that if he was going to drown himself.
Quite so. But we're fairly sure he didn't drown himself. But he had to make it appear as though he was the 7th victim, all according to the plan.
Supposing he really is dead.
I'm a bit suspicious of deaths without bodies.
How extraordinary to think that there are 5 dead bodies. And here we've been eating tin food.
The delightful young-minded disregard for facts. There are 6 dead bodies and they're not all in there.
Oh, no. He's right. There are only 5.
What about Mr. Rogers?
I've counted them, he makes the 5th.
Now look here. Marston 1, Rogers 2, Mackenzie 3, Mr. Rogers 4, Brent 5, and Walgrave 6.
7, 8, 9, Armstrong 10. That's right, old man. Sorry.
Don't you think it would be a good idea if we brought Mr. Rogers downstairs and shoved him in the morgue too?
I'm a detective, not an undertaker.
For heaven's sake, stop talking about bodies. The point is, Armstrong's murdered them.
We ought to have realised it was Armstrong straight away.
How do you think Armstrong got a hold of your revolver?
I haven't the slightest idea.
What exactly happened in the night?
Well, after you threw a fit of hysterics and locked yourself in a room, we all thought you'd better go to bed.
So we all went to bed and locked ourselves in our rooms.
About an hour later, I heard someone pass my door. I came out and tapped on Blaw's door. He was there, all right. I went to Armstrong's room. It was empty. That's when I tapped on your door and told you to sit tight, whatever happened. Then I came down here. The window to the balcony was open and my revolver was lying beside it.
Why the devil should Armstrong chuck that revolver away?
Don't ask me. Either an accident or he's crazy.
Where do you think he is?
Lurking somewhere. Waiting to have a crack at one of us.
We ought to search the house.
What, and walk right into an ambush?
Oh, I never quite thought of that.
Are you quite sure you heard no one moving about after we went out?
Oh, I imagined all sorts of things, but nothing short of setting the house on fire would have got me to unlock my door.
I see. Just thoroughly suspicious.
What's the use of talking? What are we going to do?
If you ask me, do nothing. Sit tight and take no risks.
Look here, I want to go after that fellow.
What a dog of the bulldog breed you are, Blaw. By the way, between friends and without prejudice, you did go in for that little spot of perjury, didn't you?
Well, I don't suppose it makes many odds now. Lando was innocent. The gang squared me between us and we got him put away for a stretch, mind you. I wouldn't admit now if I wasn't saying that.
You think we're all in the same boat?
Well, I couldn't admit it in front of Mr. Justice Wargrave, could I?
No, hardly.
I say, that fellow Seaton, do you think he was innocent?
I'm quite sure of it. Wargrave had a reason for wanting him out of the way. Well, Blaw, I'm delighted you've come off your virtuous perch. I hope you made a tidy bit out of it.
Nothing like I ought to have done. They're a mean lot. That Benny gang. I got my promotion, though.
And Landau got penal servitude and died in gaol.
I couldn't tell he was going to die, could I?
No, that was your bad luck.
His, you mean?
Yours too. Because of a result of that fact, you may get your life cut short unpleasantly soon.
What? Me? By Armstrong? I'll watch it.
You'll have to. Remember, there are only 3 humans here.
Well, what about you?
I shall be quite alright, thank you. I've been in tight places before and I've got out of them. And I mean to get out of this one. Besides, I've got a revolver.
Yes. Yes, that revolver. Now listen, you said you found it lying down there. What's to prove you haven't had it this whole time?
Same old gramophone record. No room in your head for more than one idea at a time, is there?
No, but it's a good idea.
And you're sticking to it.
And I would have thought of a better story than that if I were you.
I only wanted something simple that a policeman could understand.
What's wrong with the police?
Nothing. Not that you've left the force.
Now look here, Lombard, if you're an honest man as you pretend...
Oh, come on, Blaw. Neither of us are honest.
If you're telling the truth for once, you ought to do the square thing and chuck that revolver down there.
Don't be an arse.
I've said I'll go through the house looking for Armstrong, haven't I? If I'm willing to do that, you'll lend me that revolver.
No, I won't. The revolver's mine. It's my revolver and I'm sticking to it.
Then you do know what I'm beginning to think.
You're beginning to think it. You square-headed little flatty. You thought it last night. And now you've gone back to your original idea. I'm the only one. I'm the only UN unknown Owen. Is that it?
I won't contradict you.
Well, I think that you're damn well pleased. But I warn you.
I think you are both behaving like a pair of children.
Sorry, teacher.
Of course Lombard isn't the unknown. The unknown Owen is Armstrong, and I'll tell you one very good proof of it.
Oh, what?
Think of the rhyme. 4 little humans sailing out to sea. A red herring swallowed one, and then there were 3. Don't you see the subtlety of it? A red herring. That's Armstrong's pretended suicide, but it's only a red herring, so really he isn't dead.
That's very ingenious.
To my mind, it's absolute proof, you see. It's all mad because he's mad. He takes a childish, crazy pleasure in sticking to the rhyme and making everything happen that way. dressing up the judge, killing Rogers when he was chopping sticks, using a hypodermic on Brent when he might just have drugged him. He's got to make it all fit in.
And that might give us a pointer where he's going to go from here. 3 little humans walking in the zoo. A big bear hugged one, and then there were 2. He'll have a job with that one. There's no zoo on this island. I say, Lombard, what about a nice bottle of beer?
Do stop thinking about your stomach, Blore. This craving for food and drink will be your undoing.
There's plenty of beer in the kitchen.
Yes, and if anyone wanted to get rid of you, the first place they'd think of putting a lethal dose would be in a nice bottle of beer.
What's that? A boat? A boat!
Oh, God!
Blore's got his.
How?
Booby trap. All set. The wire across the door attached to something above.
Is he?
Yes. Crushed. Head stove in. That great bronze bear holding a clock from the landing.
A bear? Oh, how ghastly. It's this awful childness.
I know. God, what a fool Blore was.
And now there are 2.
Yes. We'll have to be very careful of ourselves.
We shan't do it. He'll get us. We'll never get away from this island.
Oh, yes, he will. I've never been beaten yet.
Don't you feel that there's someone now in this room watching us? Watching and waiting.
That's just nerves.
Then do you feel it?
No, I don't.
Please, Phil. Let's get out of this house. Anywhere. Perhaps if that was a boat, they'll see us.
Alright, we'll go to the top of the island, wait for some relief to come. There's a sheer cliff on the far side. We can see if anyone approaches from the house.
Anything better than staying in here?
You won't be cold in that.
I'll be colder if I were dead.
Perhaps you're right.
Be careful. Please.
I'm not Blore. There's no window directly above. Hello? There's something washed down on the shore.
What? It looks like a body.
You better wait here. I'm gonna have a look.
Armstrong. Armstrong's body.
It's Armstrong. Drowned. Washed up at high water mark.
So, there's no one on the island. No one at all, except us 2.
Yes, Vern. Now we know where we are.
Now we know where we are.
Very pretty trick of yours. With that wire. Quite neat. Old Wargrave always knew you were dangerous.
You.
So you did drown that kid after all?
I didn't. That's where you're wrong. Please believe me. Please listen to me.
I'm listening. You better make it a good story.
It isn't a story. It's the truth. I didn't kill that child. It was someone else.
Who?
Another man. Peter's uncle. I was in business with him.
Well, this is getting quite interesting.
Don't sneer. It was hell. Absolute hell.
Well-known tale of the wicked uncle.
Yes. He was wicked, and I didn't know. There was a rock far out that Peter was always wanting to swim to. Of course it was dangerous. One day we were on the beach and I had to go back to the house for something I'd forgotten. When I got back to the cliff, I looked down and saw Peter swimming out to the rock. I knew he hadn't a chance. The current had got him already. I flew towards the beach. Don't be a fool, I told the little lass he could do it.
Go on. This is interesting.
I pushed past him. He tried to stop me, but I got away and rushed down. I plunged into the sea and swam after Peter. He'd gone before I could get to him.
And everything went off well at the inquest. They called you a plucky little man, and you kept discreetly quiet about your uncle's part in the business.
Do you think anyone would have believed me? Besides, I couldn't.
Well, it's a pretty story. I suppose old Uncle Hugh let you down.
Do you think I ever wanted to see him again?
You certainly are a very accomplished liar, Vern.
Can't you believe the truth when you hear it?
Who set that trap and killed Blore? I didn't. Armstrong's dead. I've broken most of the commandments in my time, and I am no saint, but there's one thing I won't stand for, and that's murder.
You won't stand for murder? What about those you left to die?
That's what's so damn funny. I didn't.
What do you mean?
For once. Just once, mark you, I played the hero. Risked my life to save the lives of my men. By the most incredible luck, it came off, but it wasn't in time to save them. And rumour got around that I deliberately abandoned my men. There's life for you.
Do you expect me to believe that? Why? You actually admitted the whole thing.
I know. I got such a kick about watching their faces.
Can't fool me with a stupid lie like that.
Blast you!
Why didn't I see it before? It's there in your face. The face of a killer.
Can't fool me any longer.
Oh. Now!
You're a cunning little devil.
If you come one step nearer, I'll shoot.
You. Young, kind and quiet. Quite mad.
It's all come true. My 10 little humans plan. My rhyme, my rhyme.
Ah!
Silence in the court! If there is any more noise, I shall have the court cleared. It's alright, my dear child, it's alright. Don't be frightened. This is a court of justice. You'll get justice here. You thought I was a ghost. You thought I was dead. Armstrong said I was dead. That was the clever part of my plan. Said we'd trap the murderer. We'd fix up my supposed death, so I should be free to spy upon the guilty one. He thought it an excellent plan. Came out that night to meet me by the cliff without any suspicion. Sent him over with a push so easily. He swallowed my red herring all right. You know, Vine Claythorne, all my life I wanted to take life. Yes, to take life. I've had to get what enjoyment I could with sentencing the guilty to death. I always enjoyed that, but it wasn't enough. I wanted more. I wanted to do it myself with my own 2 hands. But I'm a judge of a high court. I've got a sense of justice. As between our sovereign lord the king and the prisoner at the bar, will true deliverance make. Guilty, my lord. Yes, guilty. You were all guilty. You know the law couldn't touch you, so I had to take the law into my own 2 hands. Into my own 2 hands. Silence in the court! Anthony Marston first, then Rogers, Barberton and the brandy. Mackenzie, stabbed. Got the other Rogers with an axe when he was chopping sticks. Doped her more Brent's coffee so she wouldn't feel the hypodermic. Booby trap for Blore. Blore's a fool. I always knew it would be easy to get Blore. Returning that revolver was a clever touch. Made the end interesting. I knew you would suspect each other in the end. The question was, who'd win out? I banked on you, the little male of the species. Besides, it's always more exciting to have a young'un at the end. Prisoner at the bar, have you anything to say? Why sentence not to be passed on you? Vine Claythorne, I sentence you to death.
Stop! Stop! I'm not guilty! I'm not guilty!
Ah, they all say that. Must plead not guilty. Unless, of course, you're going all out for a verdict of insanity. But you're not mad. I'm mad. You're not.
But I am innocent! I swear it! I never killed that man. I never wanted to kill him. You're a judge. You know when a person is guilty and they're innocent. I swear I'm telling the truth.
So you didn't drown that man after all? Oh, very, very interesting. But it doesn't matter very much now, does it?
What?
I can't spoil the lovely rhyme. My 10 little humans. You're the last. One little human left all alone. He went and hanged himself. I must have my hanging. My hanging. My friends, we did it.
We did it.
Well done, sir.
My friends, it was a group effort. You should all be proud of yourselves.
Thank you, sir.
We've done something incredible here today. We've changed television.
How did you do it? The effects and everything. I didn't know we had such a big budget.
Without you, it wouldn't have been possible. A real collaboration.
It's one of your best, sir.
The ratings?
Sir?
How do we do in the ratings?
Nothing short of 5 stars, sir. Critics are calling it suspenseful, unpredictable, you name it. Trending on Twitter. Fine work, sir.
Experimental. Got to keep things fresh.
Just think we were all so worried. No scripts, nothing.
All live too. I was shaking.
Good. I expected nothing less from a last production.
You're retiring?
Of sorts.
But sir, you can't, surely.
It would be a crime.
Very good. Really?
What a performance from you too, sir. And your actors? Stunning. Would like to congratulate them when I get the chance.
Me too.
We all thought they were real people. That's what the brief said anyway.
How did you manage to get them all?
Who?
The actors? All those celebrities? A good mix.
Tell me, are the cameras still rolling?
The cameras?
Oh no.
I'm so sorry, sir.
Don't be. Stop. Leave them. It is as I intended.
Okay.
As you wish.
Are you sure, sir?
Part of the experience, my friends. Behind the scenes, if you will.
Amazing.
Got to give you all some credit, don't I?
That's very kind of you.
I do have one question though, sir.
What is it? Water, please.
The rhyme.
Awful headache. What about it?
It never finished.
Ah, yes. There were multiple ways I thought to finish it, but in the end, I went with my first choice.
Opens it up for a sequel, I suppose.
Not on my watch.
So that's it.
That's what they all say. How does it end? Someone help! The actors! Come quickly! Someone!
I think it's pretty clear.
Sir,
The actors! Oh my god!
someone call an ambulance.
What's going on?
Is this part of it?
Sir,
Got to finish.
And it's all